The other move that is connected to this Teddy Bridgewater to Robby Anderson move is Breshad Perriman signing with the New York Jets on a 1-year deal worth up to $8 million with $6 million guaranteed. Breshad Perriman had a really, really good year last year and put a lot of fantasy owners on notice at the end of the year. I remember he helped me win games last year in fantasy. He helped me win a fantasy championship last year. So I love Breshad Perriman now, but Perriman was a guy that I was super intrigued to see where he was going to go, how much he was going to go for. And honestly, he really didn't get as much as I expected. I thought that he would be offered a little bit more on the open market. Obviously, though, he's come with a lot of questions. He was drafted by the Ravens, didn't work out there as a first-round pick with a lot of potential. A lot of people expected a lot out of him in Baltimore. And he goes to Tampa Bay. He tries to make the most of it, and he ends up filling the shoes of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin at the end of the year and really exploding on the scene. I think part of that was that Jameis Winston is the type of quarterback that's just going to chuck the ball to you no matter what. And this is the interesting thing about this. Now, Perriman, I don't think that Darnold is that same type of quarterback. If Perriman is not wide open, is Darnold going to give him an opportunity to make plays the same way that Winston did? Winston just doesn't care. It's a big reason he threw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. I mean, he's going to just throw it. And if you catch it, you catch it. If the other team catches it, the other team catches it. So Perriman and receivers like him are also going to succeed in their numbers because quarterbacks like that, whether it was Winston or Fitzpatrick or whoever, those type of guys are just going to give receivers opportunities and allow them to make plays. And I wanted Perriman to go to a place that had a better quarterback than Winston and a place that had a quarterback that was also similar to him in certain ways. So landing in New York is intriguing. I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't think it's an upgrade over Robby Anderson. They're very similar receivers, but I think Anderson has a better track record and has had more success in the NFL. I believe they're around the same age. Anderson is 26 going on 27. Perriman is only played in the NFL for like a couple of seasons. He's also 26. He started in 2016. He really only had one decent year. Like his first year with Baltimore is a little, I would say, a little deceiving because he was given all the opportunity in the world to succeed because he was a first-round pick. So he had 499 yards and 3 touchdowns on 33 catches in that season. But really, it looks better than it was. Like, I remember a lot of drops that year, and I remember a lot of just inconsistency from him that season. Then he goes to Baltimore again in 2017. He's released after his second season, and he goes to Cleveland, and he has a little bit of success. In 10 games, he has 340 yards and 2 touchdowns, but not a ton. Then he goes to Tampa Bay, and then as the number 3 receiver, playing 14 games, he goes and becomes that number 1 and 2 at the end of the year. And that's where he really starts to put up his numbers. 645 yards, 6 touchdowns, 46 yards per game that year. And that's his best season yet. What I like about Perriman as a player is he has good speed. He could stretch the field. He can and has the capability of making really nice catches at times in traffic or one-on-one in jump ball scenarios. He has good height at 6'2". Really from a prototype, like if you're building a receiver sort of thing, you're looking for a receiver like Perriman who has the size and speed combination. And I do think this is actually a good contract for him. 1 year, prove it deal. Let's see what he can do in our system. It's less money than Anderson got from Carolina, so it saves the Jets some money to use elsewhere. But would you have been better off with Robby Anderson? To me, it never really clicked with Robby Anderson as much as it should have with Adam Gase and Sam Darnold. So I actually don't mind moving on from Anderson if you're the Jets and signing someone like Perriman, who, yeah, is probably still a little raw as a route runner, but can still make the same sort of plays as Anderson did. And I would say more so than Anderson, he can make more contested catches. He might not have the same speed as Anderson, but he's close, and he has more ability to make those difficult catches over the top. So we'll see if that helps Darnold, and we'll see where he fits in the offense. But right now, he's looking like he's going to be the number 1 or number 2 on the outside with Crowder playing the slot. Jets fans, let me know what you think of this move and kind of the swap or the trade of Perryman for Robby Anderson. Perryman leaves Tampa Bay. Didn't look like the Bucs were ever going to re-sign him. And now without Winston and with Brady, I don't think Perryman's the type of receiver that suits Tom Brady. So he finds a new home in New York with the Jets. I think it's a good contract because I expected him to get more. And he's still at an age where he can prove that he actually is a legitimate number 3 or number 2 in the NFL. So Jets, solid signing. We'll just have to see how it works out in New York.